Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. It's been officially over 2 weeks since my last drink, and well and truly over 3 weeks since my last smoke. It's day 15, and I wasn't going to make a video today, but I feel good. I feel positive. I feel accomplished because I've gotten through another Monday at work, and every single Monday that comes by, I get lumped with a whole bunch of new things, but I just can't wait until I know what I'm doing and I get the tasks and I can just plod my way through them at my own pace and not really have to ask questions and just know my workload and get through it. I cannot wait for that moment. I don't know when it's going to come, but it hasn't come yet. Either way, today I want to give a special shout out to someone that I talked about yesterday. Sober Start. Yesterday, upon coming across his channel, he had less than 200 subscribers. As of today, it's almost at 1,000. One of his videos has blown up, and there's a reason for that. It's called vulnerability. It's called the ability to put your heart on your sleeve and admit fault, admit your addiction, admit you've got a problem, and not only that, but put it out into the world of YouTube. And for that, I want to give this guy a massive congratulations. And I reckon I might have found one of my new favorite YouTube channels, because every single video he puts out, I can relate to, and I'm going to watch. So I'm a fan. I'm a subscriber. So bro, I don't know your name. I don't know your first name. I don't know exactly where in England you live, but this video probably won't come out for another week and a half or 2 weeks. But I mean, I can only imagine how many subscribers you're going to be on by then, and I wouldn't be surprised if you overtake me, which, as a competitive guy at heart, I mean, that just kills me. But, sobriety-based content on YouTube, and especially just straight up turn the camera on and speak from the heart, that's the type of content I enjoy, and that's obviously the type of content that a hell of a lot of other people enjoy. So well done. And that's the first thing I wanted to mention today. Secondly, sadly, I forgot my pre-workout supplements at work, and I forgot my contact lenses, so I've had to come home prior to going to the gym. And it's times like these that you want to just put your feet up, especially after a long day at work. It wasn't that long, 8 hours, but you want to put your feet up and watch TV or just pretty much zone out and do nothing. But the fact is it's too early for me to do that. It's 4:30. I need to be doing that at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And the tool that I'm using is to go to the gym, to take up that time. So it's going to take me 15, 16, 17 minutes, depending on traffic, to get there. I'm going to be there for probably an hour and a half. And then I'll, make my way back slowly but surely. And I'll probably get home at something like 6:45 or 7 o'clock. It'll be dark. I will be absolutely starving. I made this lamb. I had a boneless leg of lamb in the fridge and in the freezer, and I thawed it and I cooked it, and then you could call it twice cooked lamb, because I cut slices and then I fried them in a little bit of oil. So they came out absolutely beautiful. And I also put in some broccolini and some chili flakes and some sesame seeds, and it was just absolutely delicious. It looked like something you'd get from a Chinese takeaway. A succulent Chinese meal.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? That chap over there, get your hand off my penis!
That's exactly what I made. I don't know what you call it. You call it sesame lamb and vegetables. I mean, it's probably better than any Chinese meal I've ever bought, to be honest. And I had a serve of that today, and I'm going to have another one for dinner. I had an apple, I had a kiwi fruit, and I've had a lot of water. That is my diet thus far. I'm going to check in with you guys later and show you what I eat for dinner, because I'm looking forward to it already. And if you didn't know already, these are my new little friends. Look at that. Orange, lemon, and grapefruit. That's going to be the weekend's project, and I'm strategically waiting to the weekend to do it. I could have done it last night, I could do it tonight, but I'm going to wait to the weekend because I want something to do, and I'll be looking forward to it. So I'm just going to keep them in the pots, keep watering them, and that'll be Saturday's mission, as well as mowing the lawns again, and whatever else comes up. Because at the moment, the name of the game is to stay busy. And like I said, 4:30 or 4:35 in the PM is far too early to be sitting down with an idle mind. So I'll see you later on. What's up, guys? It's a late one. It's going to be a late one tonight. Finished at the gym. I actually can't really remember what this video was going to be about. I think it was going to be about my diet and just how good it's been. I mean, I've prepared for bodybuilding shows in the past, and my diet has not been as on point as it has been the last 2 weeks. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to continue. But what I can say is that for the last 15 days, I have eaten, for one, under 2,000 calories a day, which is hard, with training included, of course. I've burnt pretty much over 1,000 calories every day through exercise, if not, 700-800 at least. I've stuck to meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, and fruit. And the vegetables that I've had have been salad vegetables, such as cucumber, lettuce, spinach, green beans, Brussels sprouts, and broccolini. So green. And I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to eat a paleo-based diet. Raw, single ingredient meals with salt, pepper, spices, herbs, some vinaigrette, some olive oil, some butter to flavour my meals. But no sauces, no processed foods, no added sugar. Basically, I would say I'm probably on a 90 to 10% ratio at the moment. And that's bloody good. And what that's led me to do is to drop some body weight, drop some body fat. But I have to be honest, I feel like if I'm going to continue training in the way that I want to, I'm going to need to up my carbohydrates. And I might start to bring in some sort of starchy carbohydrates such as potato, sweet potato, yams, something I can roast in the oven. Breads, I don't know, I've gone off them. Your average everyday white bread, if you grab a slice and crumple it up in your hand, it certainly doesn't spring back. I mean, I'm not going to the top of the range bakeries by any means. I'm just going to the supermarket. So I think breads and bagels and muffins and all that shit, especially things with added sugar, are completely off the table at the moment. But, I mean, going to the gym today, I was significantly weaker on certain exercises than I was last week. And I feel like that's because I am pushing myself to the absolute limit as far as being in a caloric deficit and still trying to train effectively. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. So I am going to have to not necessarily up my calories, because I do want to continue getting in shape as fast as possible. Like, I'm not mucking around. And I'm really, really serious about that. And I'm willing to go to bed hungry if I have to. I need to drop this body weight. I need to drop this belly fat, and I'm going to do it. But I do want to be, training effectively still. So I'm going to have to be more strategic around that. But I guess, why am I so motivated this time? I could come up with all sorts of reasons, but really, I think the one fundamental reason is the fact that I'm finally out of Alice Springs. I'm in a new place. I'm in my house. It's awesome. And this was never meant to happen. The only reason I'm in this house at the moment is because basically 2 or 3 days before I arrived in Townsville, my kids and my ex went on holiday. And so it just worked out that I could land here and house sit my own house. But it's not, it's my ex is a tenant and she pays rent and we've signed a contract. So that's absolutely fine. And as soon as she wants me to get out, I will. But I tell you what, to be in a new place, to be out of Townsville, to be enjoying my own house, to be really house proud at the moment, to be 15 days off of drugs and alcohol, and to be 15 days into a really, really top-notch diet, things couldn't be better. So it's late, it's 10:30. The only reason I'm still up and, well, I'm still awake at this time normally, but I'm definitely in bed. But I've accepted that tonight's going to be late because I just spent 3 hours straight editing my fitness video when I went down to the red track, the 400 meter runs. I just spent 3 hours editing that. There's music, there's screenshots, there's transitions, there's all sorts of stuff. And I really enjoyed it. And I think that's my ADHD type brain. It's like, I literally, it didn't move for 3 hours. I focused on it and time just goes. I mean, I started it at like 7 and I had some TV on in the background and eventually that stopped and then the TV turned off and now it's 10:30. So I've literally spent 3 hours on the chair. I needed to go for a piss for the last hour of it and I didn't want to move. I just wanted to get it done and I have. So I really hope that at least some of you watched that and enjoyed it in some way, shape or form. I know it's just me on the camera, but I feel like there's got to be some people watching these videos that are really into their fitness. And if that's the case, then you and I certainly have something in common. Fitness has always been a big part of my life. It was sport as a kid. I didn't necessarily see fitness or bodybuilding or going to the gym or, lose caloric deficits, bulking, all that shit. That never really entered my mind until I was about 20 to 21. And then I found out how to lose body fat and how to put on muscle and, got into the gym and specifically for bodybuilding. And I was played rugby for many years. And so, I'd say at probably age 20 to 21, I started taking things more seriously. And I was a gym rat for the next 6 or 7 years. And then in 2018, I had my first child. Things change, priorities change, and I sort of always thought I could get back to my best, but I never have. And so it's been, obviously 4.5 years of drinking excessive amounts of alcohol, but it's probably been about 7 years in total of just kind of chasing my tail, just, falling off and then getting back in the gym and then falling off again, getting back in the gym. But, I don't want to go through that again. I want to get back in shape. I want to get lean, mean, and keep it that way for the rest of my life. And there's no reason why I can't, especially when I'm eating things like this. So, it's 10:30. I don't necessarily want to eat a huge salad, but I'm going to because it's going to be filling and it's tasty. We've got spinach leaves, we've got cucumber, tomato with some vinaigrette, salt and pepper. And then I've got some chicken breast that I cooked last night. And I'm going to slice that up like so, place it on the top, and then have a munch. Because, like I said before, I am running on empty, I am extremely hungry. This meal is extremely low carb, basically none. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to have a little caramel slice. And that's what they look like. I've got 2 left. I've had them for 2 days already. I had 1 the first night, 2 last night. 2? I couldn't help myself. I was fucking starving, I'm not going to lie. But the only thing I can sort of The only thing that I can liken the way that I've dieted, the way that my diet's been, as strict and as, healthy and just sticking to something, making a decision and sticking to it and not giving in. And the only time that I can liken that is literally probably like the last 3 or 4 weeks of a bodybuilding prep, when you've got no room for error. You've got no room to make mistakes. You have to stick to a certain diet, or else you're going to look like shit on stage. And I never got stage ready, but I still got on stage. So I was just never able to have that hardcore discipline. If I want to eat something, I will. And basically at the moment, I've still got that mindset. It's just, I don't want to eat it because I so badly want to wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror and think, fuck, you look good. And the only way that's going to happen is by putting in the work. So thanks for listening to me this evening. It's 10:30, it's too late, but I will say that my sleep is getting better. And if you guys wanted one tip, if I could give a single tip to assist in better, more effective sleep in early sobriety, get the right pillow. I've only had the right sized and feel pillow in the last 2 nights. And it seems as if it has improved my ability to go to sleep. It's like, I'm not sinking into the pillow, and then I'm also not having to stack 3 pillows high. I've got I've got 2 pillows now. I put them together. They're the perfect height. They're the perfect feel. And I'm looking forward to getting into bed tonight, sober. One day at a time. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you for the support. It's been incredible. And I will see you in the next video. And that's what I'm working with. And I might actually, sorry, I'm eating some chicken breast. Couldn't help it. We'll put a little bit more of this on, because this stuff's just, this is the tits. Next level. You don't need much, but I don't think I'd ever get sick of this. Balsamic vinegar. It's a winner.